Welcome everybody, hope you guys are having an awesome day and welcome to today's flight. Today we're going to do a full flight from Umeå, our station right now in Sweden, all the way up north to Kirkuna. We have flight time of roughly 1 hour and 10 minutes, going to fly with the beautiful Turbine Duke, which you can see standing right here on the apron. Welcome to the apron. As you can see, our aircraft is at the same condition we left it in the last video. So before I do anything else, let's get the aircraft uncovered and ready for departure. So we can start by removing the engine covers and make sure that the engines can spin around, which they both can do. And we can remove the pitot covers and the static port covers back here. Aircraft looking great, no damages on the props, wing and flaps, ailerons, nothing. Same for horizontal stabilizer and the tail, nothing there. Stabilizer and fin, nothing there. Looking great all around, no damages, nothing. And yes, leading edge is also good. So let's go and see. Go around, and we might have to get the engine heater on, but that's not the case. But it's a turboprop aircraft, so it's not that important that it is heated up compared to a piston aircraft. But we can just throw it on just in case. So let's go inside the aircraft. All right, let's get some. Turn on my flashlight, serialize the view, and let's see. Remove the control locks, and we can now remove both out. That's great. Let's put up the EFB. Not new. Let's go to the payload page and let's get our aircraft loaded for our departure. Going to fly a little bit shorter than we did last video, so we're going to carry a little bit less fuel. So let's see, we're going to carry 500-600 kilograms more or less on the nose. 612, that should be fine. And cargo, we're going to carry 23, so we can just remove, or we can keep it, but you have to lighten the load a little bit. And you, passenger, let's remove you. We're just carrying people in the back. And let's now see, we are great, so let's start with our startup. Battery selector to 1. Let's select the order 2 since we did the 1 last time. Battery master, select online. And let me just turn off U. And let's get the panel lights selected on. I'm just going to quickly increase the intensity so we can see everything. And increase the red and panel. Alright. So, battery to selected number 2, master inverter and avionics power is selected off, battery master is on. Ignition, let's open the window, let's then test for those. So, right is working, left is working, and let's do the fuel pump. So, wing pump on the right side, audible, and same for the auxiliary pump. I'll just let that run for a couple of seconds. Bring you up at the same time, so we now have fuel, and let's do the same for the right side, sorry, left side. So wing pump, audible and working, auxiliary pump, audible and working. Alright, let's close you and you, and let's open the oil doors just for start, and they are both working, so that's great. And let's turn on beacon light and navigation light. Get the ignition on the right side to automatic. And then start the starter. Alright, waiting for it to stabilized. 70.4 and 5, stable. Starter off. And engine should be stable any second now. Test is confirmed to get idle. And let's put on the generator. Off. There's my volume a little bit. the door and then close the door. Alright, with you now powering up. Right engine is powering up. Let's get the heater to on, U to max. There's the heat in the cabin from negative 2 degrees, sorry, 0 degrees Celsius, so let's get some heat on. Alright, I'm just going to quickly pull out U a little bit. And let's take the avgångsmaster and master inverter to on. Alright, so let's take ignition on the right side and starter. .5 stable. Let's add the fuel and disconnect the starter. And engine is stable, so let's put the generator on, ignition to off. And right now we have both of you running, so just make sure you, and let's go and get the flat plan. So let's see, our flat plan is relatively simple for today. We got to depart out of Umeå via the it's going to be the Sopli to Lima departure. So let's see, it's going to be the SOPL to L departure, runway 32, yes, let's load that in. After the Sopli waypoint, we got to fly directly to the B, Bravo, Echo, Golf, Delta, Oscar, then to the Tango, Echo, Romeo, Papa, Alpha waypoint, and then to our destination of Echo, Sierra, November, Quebec. And once we come to Kirkuna, we'll notify the Turbine 1 Sierra arrival into runway 2. We can just put that in right now since we have no ATC online, just to have it put in. And let's see, it's going to be the Turb 1S 21, and if there is any approaches we can use. Right, for now we're just going to put in the ILS, but we might as well just use the ILS, sorry, the initial runway, just in case. Or not in case, but if the weather is great, you can just do that. But we at least have it programmed into the aircraft. Let me see. ILS. Yankee, it wants me to do. Channel did not need the vectors is correct. Load approach. GPS monitoring required, that's okay. Put you to U and you to default navigation mode. We can get the altimeter for our departure airport of Umeå, and we are quite low of 0993. And I'm going to fly at a nice and easy tactical 260 for today, all the way over to Kirkuna, so 260. And we'll go down to our cabin altitude. Selecting you to flight level 270. Alright, cabin is coming up to temperature. Now at 22 degrees Celsius, and we have a target of 24. Let's get some pitot heat selected on, fuel vent, since we are on the ground and it can still freeze up. And I believe we are great on that page, so we can now start with the flight control check. A quick second. So, left, right, up, down, working, rotor left, rotor right. Flag control deck is working. Altimeter has been set, initial climb has been selected, navigation mode can be armed. Selecting the battery selector over to both. And 24 degrees Celsius, so let's just start closing in U a little bit. And let's get some nose light on. Thanks light select on. And for now I believe we're just going to taxi straight out the runway and take off straight ahead, since we are a relatively light aircraft with quite powerful engines, so I doubt we will need any form of run-up. And there we have the fog, but we are still within this small range since we are doing IFR. So thrust, increase, and we are rolling. My favorite view. Right after sneak. Right, Unicom has presented 600 meters, that's more than enough for us. Umeå traffic, November 32, landing up runway 32. Sorry, Kirkuna. Umeå traffic, number 32, landing on runway 3.
Approaching 3-2.
And right now, so let's see. Flaps, full down. In transition, that's okay.
On runway 3-2.
Alright, flaps full, select you up to the arm position, and then stop right here on the runway. Strobe light select on, recognition isolate it on, landing lights can come on, thrust, selected, we are all under maximum, alright, propellers can be sped up, ignition on. And let's now see, so nothing is wrong on here, fuel flow, everything else is great. And let's take off. So brakes select off, thrust, slightly increased, try not to exceed. Right, so we are now at 18 knots, so nose up. So, accelerate, gear to come up. Turn off the landing lights, and let's turn on the flight director. Alright, 120 knots, 500 feet. Give me the autopilot. First of all, flaps up. Autopilot select on, and first also got U, pitch trim, U and U. Alright, ignition can come off, oil doors can be closed. Just turn on isolate just in case, since we are flying into the clouds and it is quite cold outside, and high humidity for that in that manner. 800 feet, aircraft is looking stable for now, and we are now descending into runway, let's see, runway 21 for Kirkuna, and we're going to use a visual approach, since this visibility is more than 10, we have a no cloud layer at all, so we can just fly straight in, so I'm going to... So, here's the plan. We'll fly, continue out, get it around here, and then we're going to do manual approach straight into runway 21. Airport elevation is roughly 1,500 feet. We're going to have to descend a little bit after we get to 4,000 feet, but that is okay for me. The final altitude descent is 2,800 feet, so we should be great on that page. Closing in on good, you should be able to see the airport. Believe. And okay, let me give me a quick second and I'll get the UR. Let's see, UR. Let's see, UR, there we go. So, let's see, UR 15200, so, and confirm 1520, put you into the active. Right, at least have the airport in the, we have the airport within the viewing range. We're going to increase stress since we are now at 4,000 feet. Also the temperature is going to be negative 15 on the ground, so it's quite chilly and it's a little bit hot up here because we are moving, but we have to refill the oxygen, it's okay. Okay, so I'll just put you into heading mode, reduce altitude to 3,000 feet. Reduce thrust. And put you into heading mode. Put the heading over to the right hand side. And right now we should be roughly 1,500 feet above the ground, and of course the minimum is going to be 1,500 feet. And for now we don't have to see the runway before we can continue with our descent any further. Cabin, right, just close it slightly more. Low down to 0. Alright, so let's get the heaters selected on, landing lights and everything else can be armed. There, because that is the ILS course. So when there we have the runway at least. So when we line up, you know we are dead on the approach. We are dead on the runway heading, so we can just go straight into that for now. See, we are roughly 7 nautical miles out. We have the runway inside over there. Too far, let's go. I believe straight west should be fine for us. Being on the wing pumps for now, and quickly get the engines. oil's not overheating. Need to straighten out a little bit. Some more heat into the cabin. That's 40 knots. Run inside thrust reduction. So VOR localizer is alive. Runway in sight, we are high on approach, but that's okay. I have control. Right, gear down. Light coming out, so we can now take flaps to the approach mode. Pitching up, so flight director. Thrust reduction can come further down, get the aircraft into full land configuration. Automatic, just in case. Check. Right flaps, full landing configuration.
Approaching 2, 1.
Alright, correct one has been confirmed. New. Flaps to max. Right, thrust selected to idle. Right, soft landing on the ground. Braking. Let's turn off right here. Thrust a little bit. So, welcome to Kirkuna. So, flaps selected full up. Heating light select normal, navigation light normal, landing light select off. We're going to taxi down to the apron. You precisely going to taxi down to the flight club because we are private aircraft. So let's turn the heater off, taking you to the indoor position. Blower is selected to the off position. Put you back over to the GPS for now. So, park brake can be selected, and let's go. So, engine 1 to select off, flaps is selected up. You can close all the airs, cabin air and pilot air and everything else can be closed. Ice deflect off, fuel pumps off, generators select off, ignition select off, master inverter select off. And we are no longer in need of the avionics, so we can turn those off as well. Props selected to the full feather position. Navigation beacon light can come off, pan light not needed as well. Battery can be selected to number 1 and battery master select off. Control locks can be inserted once again. Just quickly get the chocks, not chocks, but you back up again. Select the engine chocks and let's open the door. Alright, welcome to the outside. Let's close off the aircraft for the night. Closing you. And let us now see. So, aircraft, let's see, no visible damage or icing. So we are great enough. Let's put on the engine covers again. And let's put on the pitot covers and everything else so we do not freeze up. And aircraft looking great. Welcome to Kirkuna, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this flight. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my channel page for more social media plays if you want to binge more of my short roll and general aviation flights. Other than that, I will see you next video. Fly well out, awesome day, and goodbye.